God was a God who gives, and if he asked for Isaac, he could give him back.
Well, what would you do if God asked for the one thing you love the most? Abraham knew that feeling. He carried the knife, he bound his boy, and somehow, through it all, he still believed. In this episode, Abraham's going to open up about what it really means to trust God, even when it hurts. Welcome to Bible Voices from the Past, where we speak with those who walked through the pages of Scripture and lived to tell the story. I'm your host, Jonathan McClintock, and today joining us near Mount Moriah, where the almost sacrifice just took place, here is the father of many nations, Abraham. Abraham, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Jonathan. I am here because the Lord provided. Had he not, this would be a very different story.
Let's go back to that day. And God told you, take your son, your only son, Isaac, whom you love, that promised son you'd been waiting on. And he told you to take him and offer him as a burnt offering. I can only imagine, as a father myself, how I would have reacted, what I would have thought. Tell me, in that moment when you heard God tell you that, what was your first reaction?
Complete silence. And then I was in disbelief, but not because I questioned God's voice. In fact, I knew his voice. I had heard it several times before. I just didn't understand why he would ask for Isaac. My son, Isaac, was the child of promise. He was our miracle. He was our future. But then again, I also knew God was a God who gives, and if he asked for Isaac, he could give him back.
Well, that is definitely a rare kind of trust.
Trust doesn't grow in comfort. It grows in fire. Hear me. You either believe God is who he says he is, or you don't. And that morning, with wood on my son's back and fire in my hand, I had already surrendered Isaac in my heart.
If I remember correctly, Isaac looked at you. I remember from the narrative that he looked at you and he asked, "Dad, where's the lamb? Where's the sacrifice?" And you turned to him and you said this. You said, "God will provide. God will provide." Did you believe that when you said that?
Well, I certainly hoped it, and I clung to it. But I was still prepared to obey, no matter what were to happen.
But you bound him. Isaac willingly laid on the altar. You took the knife, you raised the knife, and in that very instant, you hear this voice cry out, "Do not lay a hand on the boy." Now tell me, what did that moment feel like?
It felt like my heart was given back to me, like heaven opened, and like mercy ran faster than obedience. I turned, and there it was, a ram caught in the thicket. The exact thing I told Isaac. God will provide.
I've speculated about it, and there's many others I've heard speculated about it. Why God tested you like that? Why do you think God put you through the test that he put you through?
I believe he did it in order to reveal what was in me, and maybe to reveal something even greater. That one day, on this same mountain, another son would be offered up. And this time, no one would stop the knife.
And I would assume you're referring to Jesus, right?
Yes, I saw the shadow of it that day. One beloved son, carrying wood and climbing the hill, and the father's heart breaking. But this time, the sacrifice wouldn't be spared. So the world could be.
Now, Abraham, I imagine this is going to garner a very passionate answer from you, because nobody modeled obedience in Scripture like you did. So, Abraham, if someone listening today is wrestling with obedience, whether to obey God or not, and they're afraid what it might cost, what would you say to them?
Obedience will cost you something, but disobedience will cost you everything. So if God asks for something, it's only because he's preparing to give you more.
Well, thank you, Abraham. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for showing us the way when it comes to what faith really means and how to have faith and to actually live by faith. Thank you for that. Thank you for your story, and thank you for the surrender that you exemplified so much on that mountain that day.
And thank you, Jonathan, for reminding your generation to still believe that the Lord will provide.
Wow, thank you so much. Abraham was ready to give it all, and in return, he gained a legacy that outlived time. That was Abraham, the father of many nations, a man whose altar became a testimony. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and continue to join us each week on your favorite podcast platform, or watch us on YouTube by visiting YouTube at Bible Voices from the Past. This has been Bible Voices from the Past, Bible Stories Reimagined, Truth Rediscovered. Until next time.
In the beginning, there was chaos and darkness in the void when God said, "Let there be light."